Conspiracy theorists screaming Illuminati. They cannot imagine this much skill inside a human body. He's 6'2", all he has to fit inside a new Bugatti. Haha, fuck it, you got me. Okay, so Lululemon legging tights. Have girls check out your butt. Actually, my new look. Oh yeah, beautiful. More okay. So my new look, the new EK look is. Yeah, I was chilling outside the Erewhon, which is essentially the Whole Foods on steroids. I actually, one thing I actually find funny is this notion like Coco on steroids. It's like this but on steroids, and I kind of like it because I think often people are too was it like I actually need to watch more documentaries on steroids. Good morning. I need to watch more documentaries on steroids because like A, I have no idea what they are and how to pronounce it and work on it, and B, it's really important I think to study because so much of like male masculinity consciousness, menness, stuff is predicated on this. So yeah, chilling outside Erewhon, talking to my new friend Jay. I'm standing, I'm like topless, I'm just wearing my Lululemon legging tights. And he's like, yeah, you don't go fuck. He's like, yo, you check out that girl, she just checked you out. I'm like, what, she did? She's like, yeah. And then he's like, he saw her checking me out, and then I looked at him, and then he was looking at the woman, right? Checking me out, right? And then he's like doing that and like pointing at me. Good morning. Doing like that, yeah, check, right? So, and also the other day, it's funny. I was at the park. One of these, I think the Wilshire Recreation Park or one of those. And then like I'm just taking a turbo nap in the car, bust out, and then I see this girl about to play tennis next to me, and then she just kind of looks at me, and then she just kind of like looks stupefied, and her jaw kind of dropped, and she's like, are you like part of the Haichu something? I'm like, wait, what was that? And she's like, yeah, it's kind of this group. Oh, sorry, I think it's part of this group. And then like, now that I meditate upon it, I think she was just like stupefied on how handsome I looked or something like that, or maybe she, I don't know, she thought I was somebody else. To quote Demetri Martin, I am. So don't trade in your car. That is STUPID. Actually, instead of trading in your car, just buy new rims. Like, shout out to my brother-in-law John Narciso, Wheel Pros, Black Rhinos. Just buy some new rims, or just be like Kim, go to Home Depot, buy some non-reflective matte black automotive trim spray paint. Just murder out your hubcaps and rims, debadge your car, wash your car, super simple, etc. Just clean it up. You wanna upgrade your car, buy iPad Pro, get iPad Pro mount and just put on your car. Even like honestly, it might be better to just upgrade your iPhone than to upgrade your car. More important to have a good phone than a car, I guess. Anyways, checking me out and like compliment. And actually, this is the thing too. It's a very simple way to approach things in life. You know, you see a pretty girl or whatever's, right? Just comment that, oh, you know, I like your skirt, it's super cute or something like that, right? And then like dudes nowadays are so scared of being like quote creepy. And I'm like, bro, it's only creepy if you make it creepy, right? And also like I'm always topless nowadays, right? And then like I'm like talking to people and then like sometimes I forget that I don't have a shirt on. I just talk to them like I'm wearing a t-shirt, and then I have a metaphorical t-shirt, and it ain't weird. Same thing with security guards. Like, you know, sometimes people like at first I was like worried. I'm like, am I allowed to walk here topless? But then ain't nobody said nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I just start talking to the security guard like it's not a big deal. If you don't make a big deal, it ain't a big deal, right? And then when in doubt, you can just always ask for permission. Like, oh, my bad, but can I do this? Cause And then like 99% of the time they say yes, 1% of the time they might say no. They say no, you'd be like, pretty please, I got to do this because right? And then they're like, they kind of roll their eyes, they're like, fine, right? So always push the boundaries like Eric Kim. Actually, the most useful major, I think, still, is probably studying sociology. Why? Because I mean, this is all social, right? Sociological phenomenon. And like everything that we do in this world, I think it's all actually governed by societal norms and wants, desires, etc. Right? So it's like 99.99% of capitalism, consumerism is just like this sociological phenomenon. And ultimately, this is actually after playing around with ChatGPT, DALL-E 3 image AI. As a man, there is nothing in the world more beautiful than a beautiful woman and the beautiful woman body. It's like what's better? It's like the most beautiful Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever, McLaren or whatever hyper super sports car in the world, or the most beautiful female body, physique, face, whatevs. Obviously the woman, super easy, right? And then even like notion that, I mean, like even beauty is probably the most critical industry. Like for example, the I'm not thinking more about this, but apparently I've been noticing what business really on the up and this business called Ulta, ULTA. It's like popping out everywhere. It's just like a kind of like a Sephora, like a beauty care skin product thing, right? And then what is it that all women are chasing? Beauty, right? And what is it that men are chasing? I think men are chasing, like, I don't know, feeling like dominance or success or being higher up. And then people obviously do this in different ways, right? But what's really fascinating is back in ancient Roman, Greek times, whatever, right? It was actually the men who were considered more beautiful than the women. Even like if you read ancient Greek literature or Roman literature, right? Women are almost never mentioned, like at all. And people are like, oh, it's sexist. I need to start studying more, like what does it mean to be sexist? Sex, okay, obviously there's sex, man and woman, sex. Ist means like, because somebody's a certain sex, you have certain preconceived notions about them, you put them in a certain box. So certainly you could be sexist towards women. It's like, can you be sexist towards men? I mean, yeah, like, I mean, you know, I'm a straight dude and, you know, showing off my crotch bulge or showing off my butt. And then people are like, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? I guess that's sexist, but anyways. So ultimately, obviously, society finna be sexist, right? But the question is, are you gonna let that deter you from doing this? Like, you could do whatever, like, if you're in America at least, you could do anything, or actually a lot of the world, you could do anything you want, as long as you're not breaking no laws, wear, dress however, like, as long as you're not butt naked. Like, I think as a woman, like, you still need to wear a shirt. I don't know, but like, if a woman walk around with pasties, could she get arrested? I mean, like, she could probably still get arrested, but like a cop's not gonna cuff a woman topless with pasties on. I don't know, but anyways, a lot of fears what covering that. Like, and certainly you're gonna be met with more resistance to act a certain way, right? And actually, low-key, it is true that in America, we hella racist. And even I was contemplating on it, like how racism is actually embedded in languages. So like, actually, I was randomly thinking about like black and white photography, hook beck, right? Hook means dirt, beck means white. And so when Korean people talk about, you know, quote, white people, right? They say begin, in means person, beck means white, or this notion of whiteness. Hook means dirt or black. So you call you know, see somebody who's like quote black or African American or whatevs, you call them quote hoogin. And I remember as a kid, you know, all my homeboys, we were just kind of thinking about it, right? We're just like, that's like so racist. It's like within the Korean language, you see somebody who's African American, and then you're essentially calling them a dirt person. I mean, like, straight up, boom, you have it. It's like, that's why Korean people always look at African American people lower, even if they don't want to, because I think it's embedded in the language. Good morning. But the downside is, and also in America too, I mean, the reason why I personally don't call people cool white no more, or black or whatever, it's like, you finna call me yellow or red or purple? Probably not, right? Call me blue. And it's funny because like one of my friends was a woman, you know, she's talking about her boyfriend, husband all the time. She's like, oh, you don't get it because he's white. He's a white guy, right? Finally met the dude, and I saw him, I'm like, he's not what I expected him to look like. I kind of expected more of like a Northern European, kind of blonde, blue-haired kind of dude. I looked at him like, is he like Israeli, Jewish, like Middle Eastern, like kind of like curly hair, like Mid-East, Near East, like not typically when I think of somebody from the Caucasus, right? And also the reason why calling somebody quote white is problematic. I mean, honestly, when you call somebody quote white, you're essentially saying privilege, higher up, more elite, successful. So even when people self-identify as being quote white, I always take major offense to that. I'm like, it's like next time someone be like, well, I'm like, what are you at this? I'm white. I'm like, no, but what are you really? just troll people, right? And the same issue with calling somebody quote black is embedded in the language. I mean, almost like we just celebrated Diwali the other day, super fun. The championship, light over darkness or whatever, right? So even a lot of these ancient cultures and traditions, there is still a hidden bias that whiteness, brightness, light is good, darkness, evil is bad. So prevailing of light over darkness is a common trope. Like even if you think about Diablo, Gabriel, etc., it's like always the good guys, the paladins, whatever, they're all like, it's all about the light, and then the evil demons are always the one dark. Or you think about Lord of the Rings, right? The light versus the dark, right? Like Gandalf is like, he's all white everything, the bastion of, you know, cleanliness or whatevs. And then you have the Mordor and these bad guys, and it's all dark, right? So that's also why, like, even one thing I learned about in Indian culture and tradition, like, yeah, some people like in India who straight up look like Caucasian, right? Lighter pigment. And like low-key, nobody want to say they, you know, begetted children with the British colonial administrators, and therefore obviously the kid's gonna look more like you think about a Beyonce. Certainly her heritage had more intermixing with, I don't know, maybe slave owners from the past or whatevs, but alas, that's not really kind of an important issue. And yeah, so I think the reason why this is so problematic is, you know, we call people brown too, or like people of color. I'm like bro, it's like, can you start calling Korean people white? I mean, like, honestly, a lot of Korean people, they got more pale, bleached, pasty, Casper-like skin than a lot of Caucasian people. So it's like, you call a Korean person white, right? So anyways, let's just change up the terminologies, right? Quote Kanye, right? He's like, they say I ain't black no more, then the black ass Macklemore. And also another thing that people don't understand is when rappers mispronounce things, right? Like, even Jay-Z is like, what don't kill me, make me stronger, that's Nietzsche on me. Rappers change up the way they talk, not because they don't know how to pronounce it, it just rolls off the tongue better, right? And that's where real innovation happens. That's where real poetry and creativity comes from, is that you don't got to pronounce nothing correctly. Even another thing too is like, especially with ChatGPT AI, it's like the future is to talk non-standard and to think unorthodox. I mean, orthodoxy I think is boring and bad. It's kind of think about like if Elon was thinking orthodoxy, he would just make another gasoline car or another hybrid car, but boring. And I think the world and life in general, like the only thing I don't like is boring people. Honestly, often these goody two shoes are the most boring people. Even I think Nietzsche said even the gods strive against boredom in vain. Even you know, the thought is that, you know, did Nietzsche say this or did I come up with the idea is that like like man was bored and then he asked God to make him woman so he'd be less bored, and then he liked it, and he got bored again, and then he picked the garden from Eden because he was bored again. Oh, another thing too, apparently a lot of these like religious Christian moral ethic, maybe even Judaism, comes from like Egyptianism and other stuff like that. Even there's a thought from Nietzsche that St. Paul was, or not Paul, like Plato, Socrates was Jewish or something like that. Anyways, more thoughts to come.